Hi, welcome back. I'm Tina. This is part 3 in setting up my holiday planner. A little bit of backstory. I have 2 other videos prior to this one, and one of them is me planning out November and December with all of the stickers and making it very decorative. Part 2 was me filling it in and doing all of the functional planning. Today, I'm going to go ahead and put this planner back onto the coil that I have here on the side. This is my Erin Condren Life Planner, and when I got this planner earlier this year, I decided to uncoil it, make some adjustments to it, and also thin it out a little bit. And in deciding to do that, I thought I would take November and December out of the planner when I recoiled it, setting it aside for a smaller planner specific for the holiday season. Before I actually put this onto the coil, I am going to do a flip through and show you exactly how I have this set up. And then this is also going to make sure that I have everything that I need in here. All right, so to start off with, I am including this vellum that I had previously taken off, and I'm gonna put it on to this planner because I think it's like very fitting. It's got the little asterisks on here, which of course are the Erin Condren little symbols. And I think it's pretty because it looks like little snowflakes over this. All right, so this first page here, I went ahead and decorated this one already with holiday planner on there. What I did was I used a piece of note paper that I had disassembled from another notebook. So I have some example here on the side for you. This is some of the extra notebook paper that I had that I used. And all I did was actually get a blank sheet of printer paper and I adhered it onto the notes page. So you could see on the back side, it's got the lines on there. And then I went ahead and decorated it because I didn't want it to have the lines that it has actually on here. I wanted it to be a nice blank slate. And I used RONGRONG's stickers to go ahead and do this. So I think that that's super pretty. It's very neutral and I really like the way that turned out. All right, after that, I am jumping right into my November monthly. And this is the one that I had decorated in the first video, and then I already filled it in, and I did that in the second video. So if you want to see how that all came together, I will have those videos attached here for you. That way you can go ahead and go back and watch those. And this page right here is the dashboard for the monthly, and I set that up as well as my notes page on this side. This dashboard page, I like to put all of the things that I need to do for the month, and I like to categorize them out. So I have 4 sections here that is set up ready for me to fill in. On this side, I have my wellness check-in and my bills to pay. And then we jump right into the monthly. So November started on the 1st here, Friday. And then I've got some other things that I had already decorated because this is a daily duo planner. So it does have like the weekly days of the week. And then after that, it goes into a notes page. So this is like the regular layout of this planner. And then it starts with a new week, and this page has got Monday through Sunday. And then over here, I have my Monday the 4th, Tuesday, and then we are moving just through the week here. So everything is already like put back in the planner. The only thing that I changed up was at the end of the month, we have Thanksgiving. So I decided to put in an additional notes page the day before Thanksgiving. I thought that this would be great for me to go ahead and write in all of the things that I need to do to get ready for the holiday. So that is why I have that notes page in there. And then I am thinking because Black Friday is the 29th, so I want to add in an additional notes page in here because I want to go ahead and make notes and things like that for any sales that I need to make sure that I don't forget about, or any specials that are going on for like Small Business Saturday. So I'm bringing in an extra notes page in there. All right, so that concludes, oops, that concludes the month. And it starts to move into December here. And this was actually 2 different pages because the original way this was set up is that Sunday the 1st was actually in December here, but I wanted this weekend to be like all grouped together because Thanksgiving weekend is a holiday, of course. So I just wanted to have that whole weekend together under the month of November. So I went ahead and adhered Saturday the 30th to the page for Sunday. Then I just added an extra notes page back here before jumping into December. Okay, let's look through December. It is all ready for me to go, and I'm so excited about this because I'm ahead of the game here. And as you know, the holidays get really hectic. So really happy that I already have this one filled in. I like to only use one monthly for all of the things that are going on in my life, like all of the scheduled things. And it's a great place for me to just look at everything with a quick overview. I do use another monthly specifically for work, but that is just for that. Any big projects that I have going on, whether it's personal or work, I do like to put them in here, and it really helps me keep myself organized. All right, and then we're going to come over here, and of course I have my lists on this side and my wellness and my bills to pay over on this page, the same way that I set up in November. All right, I did add a few more notes pages in here because, of course, I want to start getting ready for Christmas and specifically just all of the gifts I need to buy and kind of keep things organized. So I will probably add a little bit of decoration onto these additional notes pages, but it's going to be super, super functional for me. And now we're going to jump into the month, which we're starting on the 2nd here on Monday. I'm going to come over here to the 23rd because I decided to add in an additional notes page before Christmas Eve. I thought this would be good for me to have for anything additional that I need to do. And then, of course, we have Christmas Day. Oh, there's a little punch here. And then I added another notes page in here for anything like after Christmas going on. So I don't know if I really need this so much, but I think it's great to have the extra notes page in there, and I'd rather put it in because once I coil it, I can't add it in. All right, and then of course we have the end of the year in here. So it ends with Sunday, then there's the notes page, and then it starts with the next week, and it does conclude with New Year's Eve. All right, so that is the whole planner. Now I need to put this back together. So to do that, I want to make sure that I have everything lined up. And I want to look through the holes here. I want to make sure that everything is lined up. I can see through there clearly. And then I'm going to bring my coil in, and we are going to coil this back up. All right, so the key thing is to keep the pages together. And what I have done when I like to uncoil things is I like to just uncoil the bottom part of the coil. The top I will go ahead and leave, and I will work that in, and it seems to have worked really nicely for me. Now you can clamp these pages together. That has helped me in the past, but I'm not going to do that today. I am just going to go ahead and hold them together, starting here and just keeping them pretty steady. And the main thing is to really keep them nicely together when you're starting off, because once the coil gets down far enough, things are pretty secure, and you still have to hold them together, but it's kind of nice to have the freedom of them not being clipped. So if you need to kind of like maneuver them a little bit, it's a lot easier to do. Okay, let's make sure, yep, everything looks good here. So as long as you have them lined up nicely, then things can go through the coil very easily. And if you notice, the coil is very much like almost a continuing coil as like the rest of the coil. So that way it threads through these holes so much easier this way. If you uncoil your coil and you have like a bend at the end here, it's not going to work the way that it is working for me as I'm showing you right now. So that is one really big tip if you want to uncoil and recoil something to remember. And then of course you want to make sure you get everything, because you don't want to miss, like right here, this is kind of missing that very top page as I'm coiling it through. So that's why I'm going to come over here and hold it together securely. And you don't really need to like look through it. It usually just kind of moves along on its own. And it really doesn't take that long as you have the pages securely like in place. And the key thing is to really have that coil that is bent in a way that's going to just like flow through the punches there comfortably. All right, let's stop for a minute because I want to come up here because we're getting to the very end. We have only one hole here. And if you notice, now this bend is at the top here. So you want to be careful when you're doing this, because you want to be conscious of this one right here, because it can tear the top of your pages. So you just want to be careful with that. Okay, I'm going to flip this over for a minute because I want to make sure that I grabbed the last page there since we're at the end. And now I'm going to kind of like bring this around, but I'm going to grab this end and I'm going to kind of pull it away because I don't want that bent part to create a problem. You see how it's like right there on the pages? All right, so let's bring it apart just a little bit. Usually just use my hand and it works fine, but I'm gonna bring it this way. Hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to keep it in frame and also get a good handle on it. All right, so that is in there. It looks great. No damage was done to any of the pages. So now the last thing I need to do is bend this in. Now this can be a little tricky, and honestly, the smaller the coil is, the trickier it can be. This is a notebook size coil, so it definitely is a smaller coil. For the regular life planners, the coil is bigger. So you've got a larger circumference there to kind of like have a little bit more working room. All right, so here is the tool that I'm using. It is really just like a simple kind of like plier that I have here. It is a smaller size. This one has worked really well for me. Now the tool itself does have the like little grippy teeth on there. And what you want to do is you want to wrap the tool because you do not want those little grippy teeth on your coil, because then it's really going to mar up your coil. So what I have on here is an electrical tape. I already had this prepared from before. I didn't take the tape off since I used this last. I just left it on there because I knew that I would be doing this again. So I decided to leave it on here. The sharp edges of the tool, like the teeth on here, have poked through a little bit, like at the very tip. So for yourself, you really want to wrap it and make sure that you are protecting and covering the tool up so that way you don't mar up the coil. I'm going to go ahead and attempt this without having to add any additional tape on there, because the more tape I have, the thicker this is going to be, and then it's going to be harder to actually work the way that it should. So I'm going to see if this works okay for me. And if it doesn't, then I actually am going to have to tear this tape off and reapply new tape. So let's see how this works. And I don't really want to do that because I just want to get this like put together And what I want to do is I kind of want to bring it down this way. That is my intent with this. Now I haven't done this in a couple months because of course it's not something that I do all the time. So I think I'm gonna bring it this way. It's gonna give me better leverage, and it definitely takes a little bit of extra muscle. And you have to be careful, and you know, you may not feel comfortable doing this because you can damage things up. But my best advice is if you're going to do it, just kind of go for it. All right, that definitely took a little bit of doing. It's still kind of sticking out a little bit. If you are going to do this, you know, just be aware, you know, you might rip something. I didn't rip anything so far, so I think I'm going to pretty much leave well enough alone. Maybe try to bring this in a little bit more. But I do have to say that the notebook coils are a lot harder to go ahead and manipulate. The bigger coils, like the ones that are on the life planner itself, those are much easier because again, you have more working room in here. All right, I think it's good. The one other thing that I like to do is I will grab a notebook that I have that I never did anything with, like I didn't uncoil or recoil it, and I'll like to compare the two to see how I did with this. So I might have bent this in a little bit further than it needed to. So maybe I can bring this out just ever so slightly. But I don't know if it's going to cooperate. Okay, so here's the notebook. And yeah, I think it'll be fine the where it's at. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. So the best way to test it out is really just to grab the notebook and open it up, flip it around, and see how it works out. Yeah, so that is going to work out for me. All right, so the last thing that I need to do here is add a cover on here, and there is an accessory that I want to actually add on here as well. The covers for Erin Condren are interchangeable, so you can snap them in, put, you know, change them out, things like that. I thought I had a holiday cover in this size. I discovered I did not have a holiday cover, so I thought I would bring back this cover right here. I love this. This is a custom cover that I did. Erin Condren had a workshop with Tisa, and she is the bling artist, and she went ahead and had us like do our names or whatever we wanted to on a cover. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to bring this one back because I think this will be perfect. All right, let's go ahead, snap this on. I have been working in this planner without it being on the coil, so just like the free pages here. So I'm so happy to have this back together. Super excited to bring this cover back because it's so pretty. Now I'm going to be adding this accessory. This is a snap-in. It is a tab divider. It comes with a pack of 3 of these. So there's 3 different top tab dividers here. These have pockets. So there's one in the front and then there is one in the back. This is a great design. However, I'm going to make some changes to it. I've never done this before. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I want to shorten this pocket. So there's a pocket on the back that I'm going to keep. And this one here on the front, I want this to come down. Like, I feel like it's way too high. So I'm going to cut this down, and I'm hoping that it works out. Now, there's a couple different ways that I could do this. I've seen some people do like a diagonal. So that might be an option, because I was thinking of just doing a pocket. What I'm doing here is I'm inserting my forgiving board, which I discovered fits very nicely in here. So excited about that. And I'm going to use my X-Acto knife that I have here. Do I cut it this way? That might actually be better for me than cutting it across. I'm going to do the diagonal option because I think that that is going to be easier for me to actually manipulate this. Okay, so here is my full-size ruler. I absolutely love this ruler. This is also from Erin Condren. I want it to kind of end here. I think that's a good spot. So I'm gonna have it go like this. I'm gonna hold the ruler down tight and apply a lot of pressure because of course I have to cut through there. Let's hope for the best. Bring me some luck. Ooh, it cut through. Okay, and I didn't damage my ruler, so that's good. Okay, but I didn't make it all the way. So now I'm going to bring in my metal ruler. And I'm going to come down here. And this is where you have to be careful because you don't want to go too deep. But I think having that forgiving mat in there kind of lifts it away from the bottom. See how it's got that thickness and lifts it away from there. And okay, I think I'm good. All right, I'm going to take the mat out. And let's see. This should flip if I cut all the way through. Oh, yay, I did. Okay, so it did. Let's see, let me grab this. I did leave a little bit of a rough edge there. So I'm hoping that with like a scissors, I can clean that up. Okay, now I'm bending this over because I need to take this off. And I'm really hoping that when I take this off, I can get like a nice enough edge, like where it's going to be nice and clean cut. So I think I'm going to use my X-Acto and I'm going to cut along here as like deep, but not so deep, but it's right on the edge that and the part that is like the tab part, this is really thick. So there's no way I could cut through that. Let's see here. Just should be able to cut deep enough. And I don't want to pull it because it's going to leave like a weird little, oh, edge. I did it. I did it. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Okay, so now I have a pocket like this. All right, so I'm grabbing this little note page. Ah, look at that. That is awesome. I'm going to keep that there for now. And I thought that this would go great over here in December with like my note stuff. I'm going to just pop that in here. I love these snap-ins, by the way. Like this material is so nice. It's really like easy to work with. It's a different material than what the covers are made out of. Like the covers are laminated and then they're punched. So it's actually a thinner material than what these are. These are my favorite right here. Okay. All right. So that is perfect. I can move this around wherever I want to. And I have got my tab here that I can find whatever I need to very easily. Super, super excited about this. I really, really like this idea. I'm so glad that it actually worked out the way that I planned it. And I am an affiliate for both Wrong Wrong and for Erin Condren. If you do decide to do any shopping, I greatly appreciate if you use my affiliate links. My affiliate link with Wrong Wrong will give you an automatic 10% savings. So that is always wonderful to be able to save a little bit of money. And thank you so much to those of you that have already used my affiliate links. And thank you for thinking about using them on your next purchase. If you like this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up and be sure to be subscribed, hit the notification bell, and drop me a comment down below. Give me your thoughts. Is this something that you might want to do for yourself? Have like your own separate planner for the holidays? I would love to hear what you think about that. Or if you have uncoiled and recoiled a planner before from Erin Condren, let me know down below. And if you watch this video all the way through till the end, leave me a snowflake emoji. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.